Good evening, everyone. With a quorum of members present, I'll call the Finance Committee portion of this joint meeting together. Today is Tuesday, June 13th, 2023.
And with a quorum of Economic Development Committee meeting or members present, I will call the Economic Development Committee meeting to order for Tuesday, June 13th. Our first agenda item is an ED-only item, so that's number 1, discussion and possible action of termination of recorded deed restrictions and recording set of revised deed restrictions for 7130 Packer Drive. Hi, Randy.
Hello. So just a quick update on this. This would have been on your agenda at the last ED meeting. We pulled it off. At that point, we were looking at the right of first refusal, working with the attorney's office. There were some things along that whole chain that just wasn't clear, and we were spending a whole lot of time on it. So instead of going down and chasing down that direction, we went the same direction. You'll remember early in 2022, we went through and amended our standard deed restrictions for the business campus that simplify things. The biggest thing is removing that right of first refusal every time there's a sale, simply stating that the only time they would need a right of first refusal if they're selling to a nonprofit. So our idea is we want to continue to have for-profit businesses paying taxes because in all likelihood, there's some way they've been incentivized by the city. So as long as that's in place, we have zoning, we have all our other site plan restrictions in place, just has become an onerous process for the city. Every time it comes in, a lot of hours get spent on it. So happy to take any questions.
All right, awesome. Any questions from the Economic Development Committee for Randy? All right, so do I have a motion to approve the termination of recorded deed restrictions and recording set of revised deed restrictions for 7130 Packer Drive?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I actually saw Alder Killian first.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Alder Rasmussen. Any other questions, comments? All right, so all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, unanimously passed. So now we'll go on to the joint finance and ED item. So for number 2.
Yep. So we're up to discussion and possible action on approving an offer to purchase the MBX property at 901 and 1021 Cherry Street and a related budget modification. And we've got closed session for this item as well, but I think a little public introduction is appropriate, so we'll have Randy start with that.
Thank you for the opportunity. As discussed in the agenda, we'll be looking at a potential purchase of the MBX Cherry Street properties. This has been an ongoing conversation that we've had with the property owner and the listing agent for some time, goes back over a year at this point. At that point, there's 2 different locations that MBX owns. Their First Ave and the Cherry Street location. Timber Creek Resources, which makes pallets, had consolidated earlier, probably late last year, early this year. From taking everything from the Cherry Street, everything's now on their First Ave site. So that leaves the Cherry Street location open and available. Conversations have kind of slowly happened, and with both trail consideration as well as redevelopment consideration, been working with the lister to bring this to you today. A lot of ongoing pieces on this that we'll want to discuss in closed sessions, so happy to answer any questions that you have in there.
Okay. So with that, we have a motion, we have a posting for closed session. Would someone from finance want to read the closed session language?
I would, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, I would move to closed session pursuant to 19.85 sub 1 sub E of the Wisconsin statutes for deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session relating to the approval of purchasing property located at 901 and 1021 Cherry Street.
Okay, do we have a second for Sarah's motion? For closed session, second by Martins. We'll do a roll call vote for finance for closed session. Denny?
Aye.
Martins?
Aye.
Watson?
Aye.
I'll vote aye as well.
All right, is there someone from the Economic Development Committee that would also move to closed session? You don't have to read the language.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Prior to that, would it be possible to ask a question in open session?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure. For Randy.
Thank you. So since there wasn't any packet material for the public, is there anything, any additional details that can be provided in open session?
Anything specific that you're looking to be provided to the public?
Sure. Well, and it can't be done now visually, but I think we had talked about this last night, just communicating facts to the public, and the packet kind of had a complete absence of information on this item. I don't even think there were map locations. So can you give some additional, perhaps, information on the geography and the history of these parcels?
Yeah, so the Cherry Street location is, I guess it was part of that Timber Creek Resources at the time. There's an existing parking lot that kind of was wrapped around this parcel. Really, it's about, well, it's 6.5 acres right on the riverfront along Cherry Street. I guess at this point, the direction that we were going is working off the attorney's office, asked that we keep it in closed session. I guess in the future, if you're looking for some general information to be made public before, I think that that can be handled, just some general information, maps and different things like that, but, yeah,
Yes, I think that would be helpful. Thank you.
welcome.
I would just add that the property lies in my district, and it is positioned between the south terminus of Marathon Electric's property and the north terminus of the property that's known as Graphic Packaging, that actually faces Bridge Street. So it's been an industrial or warehousing use for as long as I can remember, and it sits squarely in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So I'm interested to see what opportunities exist here. So,
Awesome. So that being said, is there someone from ED that would like to move to closed session or move? Okay, Alder Hinkie?
I'll move.
Okay, is there a second? Alder Killian? We'll do a roll call vote then on this. Alder Hinkie?
Aye.
Alder Killian?
Aye.
Alder Rasmussen?
aye.
And myself, aye. So we'll go to closed session and then probably come back and adjourn ED publicly.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
we'll convene in the Maple Room and then return at the very least for the finance-only items that follow. Thank you.